Los Angeles is a city of illusions, palm trees, premieres, and postcard wealth. But real power isn't on a tour bus in Beverly Hills. It's in the hills and corridors where Black families built equity despite redlining, unrest, and relentless gentrification. This is not a forensic ranking of bank accounts. It's a strategic look at the richest Black neighborhoods and Black wealth strongholds connected to LA. From legacy enclaves once called Black Beverly Hills to newer pockets rising with transit and sports capital, these places aren't trends. They're destinations where ownership became protection and a home became a dynasty. Number 10. Hyde Park, the historic gateway. To understand where Black wealth is going, you have to understand where it started fighting back. Hyde Park sits right in the heart of the Crenshaw district, often overshadowed by its flashier neighbors to the south. But dismissing Hyde Park is a rookie mistake. This neighborhood is the bedrock. For decades, Hyde Park was the battleground where the Black middle class first staked its claim against restrictive covenants in the 1940s and 50s. It was here that the color line was pushed back, block by families determined to own a piece of the California dream. Today, that history is translating into serious equity. Hyde Park is currently in the middle of a massive economic transformation. With the arrival of the K line, the Crenshaw/LAX Metro line, property values here have begun a vertical climb. We are seeing a shift from working-class stability to high-value asset holding. The connectivity this rail line provides has turned Hyde Park into a prime target for investment. But unlike other areas where gentrification wipes out the culture, Black ownership here is holding strong. The housing stock here is deceptively valuable. You'll find rows of Spanish colonial revival homes and craftsman bungalows that line these streets. These homes, once purchased for modest sums by manufacturing workers and civil servants, are now trading for nearly $1 million. The wealth here is equity wealth. It is the grandmother who bought a 3-bedroom home in 1970 for $30,000 and is now sitting on an asset worth $900,000. It is the young Black professionals moving back into the area, renovating these historic properties, and turning Hyde Park into a modern bastion of the upper middle class. It's gritty, it's urban, and it has a pulse that you can feel. Hyde Park represents the foundation. It is proof that if you buy the block and hold it long enough, the dirt turns into gold. Number 9. Carson, the quiet engine. But as we move up the list, we leave the dense city grid and head south for the suburbs, where industrial money turned into quiet luxury. If you drive south of downtown, you hit a city that rarely makes music videos but constantly makes money. Carson is the unsung hero of Black wealth in Southern California. While it is widely known as one of the most ethnically diverse cities in the nation, specifically, it is a stronghold for the Black upper middle class. This isn't entertainment money. This isn't flashy money. This is aerospace money. This is engineering money. This is logistics money from the Port of Los Angeles. For decades, Carson was the destination for Black professionals working in the massive defense and shipping industries that power the Southern California economy. They didn't come here for fame, they came for land. And they got it. Neighborhoods like the Dominguez Hills area feature sprawling ranch-style homes on large lots that you simply cannot find in the city center. We are talking about wide, quiet streets where the lawns are manicured to perfection. The median income for Black families here consistently outperforms the state average, creating a pocket of prosperity that is incredibly stable. You see the wealth in the driveways, boats, RVs, and luxury SUVs parked alongside paid-off homes. Carson represents the millionaire next door phenomenon. These are families with high net worths tied up in lucrative pensions, massive 401s, RKs, and diverse real estate portfolios. It is stable, it is boring, and it is incredibly wealthy. It proves that you don't need a hit record to build a dynasty. You just need equity, time, and the discipline to hold on to your assets. Number 8. Altadena, the artsy enclave. While Carson is about stability and industrial might, our next neighborhood is about resilience, nature, and artistic prestige. Tucked against the San Gabriel Mountains, sitting high above Pasadena, lies Altadena. This is not your typical Los Angeles suburb. It is rugged, artistic, and historically significant. Geographically, Altadena sits at a higher elevation than much of the LA basin. Historically, this put it above the smog line, making it a desirable health retreat. Altadena was one of the few places in the early 20th century where Black families could buy property without facing the full force of redlining and racially restrictive covenants that strangled the rest of the city. As a result, it became a haven for Black intellectuals, artists, and wealthy professionals who wanted space to breathe, literally and metaphorically. The homeownership rate for Black residents here has historically hovered near 70%, a staggering figure that doubles the national average. But this wealth is also about access. This community borders the exclusive Altadena Town and Country Club, a space that was once restricted but now serves the local elite. What the world sees here isn't just nice houses, it is architectural pedigree. We are talking about homes designed by legends like Wallace Neff and Frank Lloyd Wright Jr., preserved by Black families for decades. The homes here aren't cookie-cutter tracts. They are architectural gems, craftsman bungalows, and mid-century moderns hidden behind ancient oak trees. Residents have included luminaries like the renowned author Octavia Butler. It is a place where wealth whispers. You move to Altadena when you want the prestige of a mountain estate, the access to hiking trails like Eaton Canyon, and the soul of a community that knows its history. It is bohemian luxury at its finest. Number 7. Leimert Park, the cultural capital. From the mountains of Altadena, we drop back down into the cultural heartbeat of Black LA, a place that is currently fighting the most expensive war in the city. Number 7 is Leimert Park. They call it the Harlem of the West. Leimert Park is the spiritual center of Black Los Angeles. But do not let the drum circles in the plaza and the jazz festivals fool you. This is serious real estate. Designed in the 1920s by the Olmsted brothers, the sons of the legendary landscape architect who designed Central Park in New York, Leimert Park was built to be a premier subdivision. It features Spanish Mediterranean homes with terracotta roofs, stucco facades, and intricate details that are architectural masterpieces. For years, this neighborhood was undervalued by the broader market. Not anymore. A new wave of Black wealth has recognized that Leimert Park is irreplaceable. We are talking about Black architects, showrunners, and tech executives buying these historic homes and restoring them to museum quality. Prices here have skyrocketed, with renovated homes pushing well past the $1.2 million mark. This is conscious capital. The people buying here aren't just looking for an investment. They are looking to hold the line against gentrification. They are buying the commercial blocks, the art galleries, and the coffee shops to ensure the neighborhood retains its identity. Leimert Park represents the intersection of art and assets. It is where Issa Rae films Insecure because the aesthetic is unmatched. It is where the Black elite goes to feel at home, surrounded by neighbors who understand that owning the block is the only way to save the culture. It is a neighborhood that refuses to be bought out, proving that culture itself is a high-value asset. Number 6. Inglewood, the new throne. If Leimert Park is about culture, our next spot is about the sheer raw power of the new economy. 10 years ago, putting Inglewood on a richest list might have raised eyebrows. Today, leaving it off would be negligent. Inglewood is no longer just a neighborhood. It is a global sports and entertainment capital. It has always been the city of champions, home to the historic Forum, but today, it is something entirely different. With the arrival of SoFi Stadium, the Intuit Dome, and the massive Hollywood Park development, Inglewood has seen an injection of capital that is unprecedented in American history. And unlike other gentrifying cities where the original population is displaced immediately, a significant portion of Inglewood's land is still owned by Black families who held on through the tough times. Those families are now sitting on lottery tickets. But it's not just legacy owners. The new Inglewood is attracting Black wealth from the sports and tech industries. We are seeing gated communities like Renaissance feel increasingly exclusive. We are seeing Black developers taking on projects to reshape the downtown corridor. The median income in specific pockets of Inglewood is aggressively climbing as executives who work for the Rams, the Chargers, and the Clippers move in to be close to the action. This is boomtown wealth. It is volatile, it is fast, and it is reshaping the hierarchy of Los Angeles power. Inglewood proves that location is everything. If you own the land where the Super Bowl is played and where the Olympics will be hosted, you are no longer on the margins. You are the center of the world. The transformation here is electric, and the property values are responding accordingly. Number 5. Windsor Hills, the Old Guard. Now, we leave the flatlands and start our ascent. The next 5 neighborhoods represent the Black Beverly Hills, a collection of communities that form the crown jewel of African-American affluence. If you want to know where the doctors, judges, and civil rights attorneys lived in 1965, you go to Windsor Hills. This was the first affluent neighborhood in Los Angeles to become majority black, and it has held on to that status with a grip of iron. Windsor Hills is arguably the most fiercely protected neighborhood in the city. The residents here are not transients. They are third-generation owners. Driving through these streets, you see manicured lawns that look like they were cut with scissors. You see mid-century homes with panoramic views of the city that rival anything in the Hollywood Hills. Because of its geography, perched on a hill, Windsor Hills offers a sense of separation from the city below. The wealth here is quiet, dignified, and immense. Because homes here rarely come on the market, values are incredibly stable. When they do sell, they sell for premiums to black families who understand the prestige of the zip code. Living in Windsor Hills is a statement. It says, you don't need to move to a white neighborhood to validate your success. It is so picturesque that it served as the filming location for countless films, representing the ultimate image of the successful black family home. It is the bedrock of the black elite. But just up the road, the homes get bigger, and the views get even more expensive. Number 4. Baldwin Hills, the Heights of Power. You have heard the name in songs. You have seen it on TV shows. Baldwin Hills is the brand name of black wealth in Los Angeles. Perched on a hillside overlooking the entire Los Angeles basin, Baldwin Hills offers a lifestyle that is practically unmatched. This is the Dons. If you know, you know. The streets here wind up the mountain, often without sidewalks to discourage foot traffic, lined with sprawling ranch homes and 2-story modern estates. The architecture here takes full advantage of the topography. We are talking about homes with swimming pools hanging off the edge of cliffs, floor-to-ceiling windows, and observation decks. On a clear day, you can see from the Hollywood sign to the Pacific Ocean from your living room. This is where the entertainers live. This is where the successful actors, the producers, and the directors park their money. It has a flashier vibe than Windsor Hills. The cars are newer, the renovations are more modern, and the money is younger. But the real value of Baldwin Hills is the community. It is an island of affluence. You can go for a morning jog in Kenneth Hahn State Recreation Area, one of the biggest urban parks in North America, right in your backyard, and run into an Olympic gold medalist or a Grammy winner. It is a village of success where everyone speaks the same language of ambition. Owning a home in these hills is the first step, but keeping it requires financial intelligence. If you want to understand the economic history that built these neighborhoods, I've linked a list of essential books on black wealth and real estate strategy right here on the screen. Study the blueprint so you can build your own. Number 3. View Park, the national treasure. Baldwin Hills is iconic. But there are 2 neighborhoods that rank even higher, places where the lots are larger, the privacy is stricter, and the bank accounts are deeper. Number 3 is View Park. View Park is not just a rich neighborhood. It is a national monument, literally. In 2016, it was listed on the National Register of Historic Places, a testament to its significance as one of the oldest and wealthiest black communities in the United States. View Park is the sophisticated older sister to Baldwin Hills. The homes here are grander, reflecting a time when space was the ultimate luxury. We are talking about 4,000 to 5,000 square foot custom estates built in the 1930s and 40s. You will find Mediterranean revivals, streamlined moderns, and custom ranch styles, architecture that you simply cannot reproduce today because the craftsmanship doesn't exist anymore. The wealth here is C-suite wealth. We are talking about corporate executives, senior partners at major law firms, and legacy business owners. The median household income in View Park consistently ranks among the top tier in the county. But the real currency of View Park is the social fabric. This is where the Jack and Jill clubs meet. This is where the high-level political fundraisers happen. This is the neighborhood where legends like Ray Charles and Tina Turner actually lived. It is a neighborhood that commands respect. When you drive down sprawling boulevards lined with massive palm trees, you realize that this is what the American dream looks like when it is black. It is powerful, it is historic, and it is undeniably wealthy. Number 2. Ladera Heights, the quiet empire. But even View Park has to bow down to the neighborhood at number 2, a place where the sheer scale of the properties puts it in a league of its own. Number 2 is Ladera Heights. If View Park is old money, Ladera Heights is big money. Located just west of the others, bordering Culver City and Westchester, Ladera Heights is statistically one of the wealthiest majority black communities in the entire nation. The stats here are mind-blowing. The median income often shatters the $150,000 mark, with many households earning well into the millions. But it's the land that sets it apart. The lots in Ladera Heights are massive, often exceeding 10,000 square feet. You aren't just buying a house, you are buying a compound. This is where the athletes go. WNBA, legends like Lisa Leslie and heavy hitters in the sports world have called this neighborhood home. Why? Privacy. The streets are wide, quiet, and patrol-protected. The architecture is distinct. Mid-century modern behemoths with double-door entries, circular driveways, and glass walls that open up to pool decks perfect for entertaining 200 people. Ladera Heights is also benefiting from the Silicon Beach boom. As tech companies expanded into nearby Culver City and Playa Vista, Ladera Heights became prime territory for tech executives looking for space. Ladera Heights escaped much of the white flight panic in a different way. As white residents left, black professionals moved in so aggressively and with such high capital that property values never dipped. They just kept climbing. Today, it is a fortress. A place where black doctors live next to black entrepreneurs, creating a microeconomy of excellence that is practically immune to the outside world. It is the Gold Coast of Black Los Angeles. Number 1. The Hidden Enclaves, Beverly Park and Hidden Hills. But we aren't done. There is one category of wealth that transcends even Ladera Heights, a level of access that represents the ultimate breaking of barriers. We have talked about black neighborhoods. Now we have to talk about where the black billionaires live. This isn't a single contiguous neighborhood. It is the conquest of the most exclusive soil in America. At the very top of the food chain, the concept of a black neighborhood expands to include the ultra-exclusive gated communities that were once restricted. We are talking about North Beverly Park. This is where Denzel Washington reigns supreme, in a custom estate that rivals European palaces just down the street from where Magic Johnson held court. We are talking about Hidden Hills, the gated equestrian community that has become a magnet for the black elite, alongside communities in Benedict Canyon, where Drake dropped $75 million on a mega mansion previously owned by Robbie Williams. These enclaves represent the final frontier. While View Park and Ladera Heights represent the power of community and collective wealth, these enclaves represent individual economic dominance. The black residents here didn't just integrate these neighborhoods. They bought the biggest houses on the block. They reshaped the demographics of the 0.01%. When you see Eddie Murphy's estate or the sprawling grounds of Jay-Z and Beyoncé's $200 million purchase in Malibu, just a helicopter ride away, you are looking at the apex of the journey. It started in Hyde Park with a fight for a mortgage. It moved to Baldwin Hills for a view of the city. And it ended in Beverly Park with a view of the world. The richest black neighborhood in Los Angeles is wherever black excellence decides to plant its flag. From Hyde Park's equity story to the prestige of View Park and the quiet power of Ladera Heights, LA proves a bigger truth. In this city, culture is loud, but ownership is louder. These aren't just zip codes. They're long-running strategies, built through timing, community, and the discipline to hold land when the market wanted you gone. And at the very top, the story expands beyond neighborhoods into the ultra-gated enclaves where a small number of Black A-listers and billionaires choose to buy. Which of these neighborhoods would you choose to build your legacy in? Let us know in the comments below. If you want more hidden wealth breakdowns, subscribe to Global Status.